Hey guys, it's Wednesday. I hope that this hump day finds you well. I want you to know that for all of the congregation at Wayndale Baptist Church, I regularly think of you and pray for you. And it is a joy in my life to be your pastor. This morning, we're going to work on the devotion from this new Our Daily Bread devotion book. Today's devotion is titled The Whispering Gallery, and it's from Psalm 18, and we'll read verses 1 through 6 and 16 through 19. Psalm 18, verses 1 through 6. The psalmist, David, says, I love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. My God, my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. I call upon the Lord who is worthy to be praised, and I am saved from my enemies. The cords of death encompassed me, and the torrents of ungodliness terrified me. The cords of Sheol surrounded me. The snares of death confronted me. In my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried to my God for help, and he heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry for help before him came into his ears. Then we'll jump down to verse 16. And it says, He sent from on high, he took me, he drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy and from those who hated me, for they were too mighty for me. They confronted me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. He brought me forth also into a broad place. He rescued me because he delighted in me. This morning I am up in what we call the crow's nest in the sanctuary building. It's where all of our streaming happens. And so back here behind me is all the computer gear and the cameras and things that make all that happen. And you can see where those that serve Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night to bring the stream to YouTube and Facebook, this is where all that happens. The sanctuary is just beyond that knee wall in front of the camera. And I thought of this place because of the title of the devotion, The Whispering Gallery. All this happens up here quietly. This fantastic ministry of our church kind of goes on behind the scenes. And if you're here in our sanctuary for our services, you likely are never even cognizant of all the work that happens up here because it happens so quietly. Today, you're watching this by Facebook or YouTube on a cell phone or a tablet or a laptop, some device, and those things are made possible because of the activity that happens up here. I'm super thankful for the workers that staff this week in, week out with their technical abilities. I'm thankful for the people that have paid rather sizable sums of money so that this equipment could be bought. It is a blessing to our church. Here's what the devotion says. In the towering dome of London's St. Paul's Cathedral, visitors can climb 259 steps to access the Whispering Gallery. There you can whisper and be heard by another person anywhere along the circular walkway, even across the enormous abyss nearly 100 feet away. Engineers explain that this anomaly as a result of the spherical shape of the dome and the low-intensity sound waves of a whisper. How we long to be confident that God hears our agonized whispers. The Psalms are filled with testimonies that he hears us, our cries, prayers, and whispers. David writes, In my distress, I called to the Lord. I cried to my God for help. Over and over again, he and other psalmists plead, Hear my prayer, my voice, my groans. Sometimes the expression is more of a whispered, Hear me, where the heart meditated and the spirit asked. In answer to these pleas, the psalmist, like David in Psalm 18, verse 6, reveal that God is listening. From his temple he heard my voice. My cry came before him into his ears. Since the actual temple wasn't yet built, might David have been referring to God listening in his heavenly dwelling? From his very own whispering gallery in the dome of the heavens above the earth, God bends to our deepest murmurs, even our whispers, and listens. So on Monday, the devotion was from 1 Samuel 3, where Samuel, the young boy, heard the voice of God call to him in the night because he was God's servant, or would be God's servant. Now here in the Psalm 18, it's David who is a servant of God, and he has these groans. He needs for the Lord to hear his cries. And so on Monday, it was us hearing God, and today, Wednesday, it's God hearing us. And so the takeaway then is that if you have believed on Jesus and you are walking with the Lord, like Jesus said in John 15, if we are abiding in him, if he is the vine and we are the branches and we're intimately connected with him, we can be assured of two things: that we will hear God and he will hear us. I can't think of anything in my life that has been more of a comfort, or anything that has been more of a salve to my soul, anything that has been more medicinal in my deepest times of confusion or grief or heartache than to know that no matter where I am, God hears me. God hears me. In Psalm 139, the psalmist says, Lord, where can I go to escape your presence? If I go to the bottom of the ocean, you're there. If I go to the highest heavens, Lord, you're there. So on Monday, we were in the basement, in the boiler room, and God heard us. Today, we're standing just below the steeple. God hears us. You know, my life has often been characterized by trouble and heartache. My life is not different than your life. There's one thing I know that brings me joy and hope, comfort in those times. That is knowing that God hears me. Oh, what a joy, what a relief it is to know that the God of the heavens and the earth hears me, his servant. And he hears you as well. I want to encourage you to be intimately connected to Jesus. Stay within the sound of his voice, and you will find that life becomes peaceful. It becomes satisfying to the deepest parts of your soul, and it becomes abundant. Remember, the thief comes to steal and kill and destroy, but Jesus said, "But I have come that they may have life and have it abundantly." Make sure that you're within earshot of Jesus. God bless you. I'll see you tonight at midweek service.